Guys, this is Mr. Joshy J, and today I welcome you to my Formula One 2017 Australian Grand Prix review. Yes, Formula One is back, so I am back with my Formula One race review videos. Now, this season, I'm going to try and keep up and do review for every race. Fingers crossed I can. So, right. Front row, we have Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel. Then on the second row, it's Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen. Max Verstappen fifth. Now, at the start of the race, before the race could start, after the first parade lap, the start was abandoned because it looked like Nico Hulkenberg was in the wrong position in his run out. So the start was abandoned. They had to do another formation lap. So second time round they lined up, and the second time it was lights out and away we go. And Lewis Hamilton got off to a great start. Looked like Sebastian Vettel got too much wheel spin. Decent start from Bottas, trying to keep up with Vettel. Hamilton led for quite a few laps, but just could not shake off Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. There is an incident between a Sauber and a Haas, Kevin Magnussen and Marcus Ericsson. Now, the stewards warranted no action after that, which I think is good news. So it looks like they're going to allow more incidents to happen without any penalties. So that's good news. Now, Lewis Hamilton came into pits and was jumped by Sebastian Vettel because Ferrari times to stop perfect. I tweeted a tweet on Twitter saying, have Ferrari made a mistake? But no, they did that perfect, because last year at Australia they made a catastrophic mistake. It cost Sebastian Vettel the race win at Melbourne last year, but this time they got it right. Hamilton just could not get past Max Verstappen, so Hamilton came out the pits behind Vettel and Max Verstappen. Verstappen tried to jump Vettel, but got onto the grass. Kevin Magnussen in the Haas retired due to engine failure. Roman Grosjean in the Haas also retired due to a turbo failure. So that was really disappointing for Roman Grosjean, as I felt he had a good race. Stoffel van Doorn in the McLaren had to switch off his McLaren and do complete resets because he lost his dash, and he finished, well, in the race pretty much last, 2 laps down. Fernando Alonso was having a decent race until his suspension decided to pack up, so more woes from McLaren Honda. Dan Kvyat in the Toro Rosso was saying his DRS wasn't working. Daniel Ricciardo, oh my word, what an absolute horrific Grand Prix he had in front of his home crowd. That was an absolute horror show for Daniel Ricciardo. The home fans, because he had a problem going to the grid before the start of the race, so he had to sit in the garage for a bit. Red Bull got him out. He got a big reception, but it looked like his engine just packed in, his Renault power unit just getting up. So disappointing for Daniel Ricciardo. He said, let's get the beep hell out of here. Very, very frustrating weekend for Daniel Ricciardo. Sebastian Vettel wins the opening Grand Prix this season, and that is Ferrari's first win since Singapore 2015, as they had a winless season last season, just like in 1993 and 2014. But what a way to bounce straight back after having a winless season, win the opening race this season. I have to say, Vettel completely deserves it. Give Vettel a car and he performs the Sebastian Vettel of old. he controlled that race perfectly because he did not let Lewis Hamilton get out of his sights. So we have a championship on our hands this year. It's absolutely fantastic news. I just hope Ferrari keep it up and that it isn't a one-off. Because usually they have strong starts and fade away later, but I really hope they don't this year. I hope they keep up with Mercedes. Ferrari were just a better team today. Mercedes, just the Ferrari was the better on tyres, that's all. So congratulations to Vettel, well-deserved victory. Lewis Hamilton finished ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas, who came third. So both Mercedes on the podium. Vettel takes all 25 points, and it is the first time in the V6 turbo hybrid era that Mercedes are not leading the championship. Yep. So definitely going to be an interesting season. Now, my driver of the day, I thought Esteban Ocon did well in the Force India. That bit where it was not Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hulkenberg versus Fernando Alonso versus Esteban Ocon, that was the best bit of action of the day. 3 cars wide. Now, drivers, Lewis Hamilton was saying it was hard to overtake, but honestly, first race of the season with these brand new look cars, it's too early to judge whether overtaking is hard or not. So we're just going to have to wait and see. So I'm going to give my driver of the day, I'm going to have to give it to Vettel because he controlled that race absolutely fantastic. So right, now a bit of other F1 news. On Friday, all the engine manufacturers and team bosses meted up, starting to talk about the next F1 engine in the future. Now the cars have changed, they're now planning the next engine. Now they're talking about adding an engine what has sound and horsepower. Now my idea for that to happen would be an old naturally aspirated V10 engine with the old KERS system, what they used on the V8s, because that could get up to about 1,000 horsepower. Sebastian Vettel said he would love V12s back. And I can't blame him because the V12s sound like heavy metal. Lewis Hamilton also agreed that, yep, angry V12s. To me, I'd love V10 back because that engine was just a beast. And that's how I got into watching Formula One. And as Christian Horner said in the press conference, it's good that F1 on tech. Sorry, I'll start that again. It's good that F1 is starting to now focus on entertainment instead of technology. Yep, as Horner said, F1 needs to focus on entertainment instead of technology. And he said probably the best sounding car out on track this weekend was a V10 Minardi, which back in the day was probably the worst sounding V10 engine. So to be honest, I seriously think the engine manufacturers have got to consider the financial cost. And if you want sound and horsepower, to me, an actually aspirated V10 engine with KERS would be perfect because the fans would absolutely love that. And I, for one, would love that because these hybrid engines are just too expensive. The sound in them has improved since 2014, but to me, they still sound very dull and poor. In the comments, if the engine formula is changed in 2020, what engine would you like to see return? And also, who's your driver of the day? And what's your race rating? I'm going to give this race a respectable 6 out of 10. I didn't think it was the best of races, but I felt there's still some good bits in it, so I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Ferrari are back. Yes! Now, I'm a huge Ferrari fan. I used to cheer on Ferrari a lot when Schumacher was there. Of course, I'd like Hamilton to win the championship, but this is great news. We've got competition. I'll see you for my Chinese Grand Prix F1 review in 2 weeks' time. So until then, have a good one. Bye bye. Excuse me.